And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR. Also on HobbsAmerica.com as the Wildcats and Dallas Cardenas will burn less than a minute off of the clock. 26-yard TD run and then a 2-point conversion by Cam Ochoa. A 20-point lead for Lovington. As Rondon to kick again, as he's going to try another onside. This one will be a short one, and it'll be fielded back at the 33-yard line by one of the Desert Warriors, and so they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. As the Wildcats continuing here, and yes, we are on YouTube now. Hallelujah.
Well, thank you.
I get so excited about the smallest things.
That's not a small thing for people who are wanting to watch, either during the game or after to go back for it. I know, and we get a lot of those comments, and
yeah,
we know.
If you're just joining us on YouTube, I apologize. YouTube has decided it hates me about the last month.
We also had some good scrambling going on at the station before the game started to get us on. So
as Vieira high snap in trouble, and he is going to be sacked back at the 25-yard line. The Cats come through and knock Vieira down on a high snap. He bobbles it, and then making the big hit was Samuel Dean. He gets the sack. It'll be a 6-yard sack, second of the night tallied by the Wildcat defenders. And it'll be 2nd down and 16.
Yeah, nice work. And 59 back there, Alex Rivera as well. So good work. Lovington D really shining tonight so far.
Yes, they are. So it'll be 2nd down and 16 after the sack. 50 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. All Lovington. 23-3 the score. Vieira empty set in the backfield. Waits on it, rolls near side, under pressure. Pumps, turns, fires underneath, has a man at the 40 down the sideline and steps out of bounds at the 44-yard line as that one was complete to Salazar. And so that will get it to an 18-yard completion, and it'll move the chains for Santa Teresa.
And all of a sudden, their team, sideline, and fans are coming alive a little bit with that success.
And he stepped out of bounds, so they're going to rewind the clock as soon as they get the ball set.
Well, it's running.
And Santa Teresa, I think, may have to run one more play.
Yeah, before the end of the first quarter.
As a late check-in for Santa Teresa, Santiago Arellano comes in from the sideline. And, yeah, I think they may just be holding off on that as Coach Vieira is saying, hey, the clock should have stopped.
Right, and it just kept running. When you said that, I looked around at 24 seconds. And it was still running at 24.
And Coach Vieira, I think, was right. Yeah, when I looked over there at the end of the play, it was, I think, 31 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I think they should put somewhere around 28 to 30 seconds back on the clock, I think.
Yeah, because when he stepped out, it was about, we'll call it 28 to 31, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right.
And Coach Vieira is giving him an earful, and I don't blame him. I think he just got rooked out of about 30 seconds on the clock, and Lovington up by 20. But as Dallas Cardenas comes over, gets a hug from Coach Vieira, and they will wave off a flag for a delay of game. They wave that off and say that's the end of the first. So Lovington 23, Santa Teresa 3. We're back in 1 minute for the second quarter. Wildcat football continues on KZOR. The Wildcats dominate the first quarter and lead this one 23-3. From here in Santa Teresa, welcome back to Dreamcatcher Stadium with Dawn Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle. A first down for Santa Teresa as we flip ends. They've got it 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Vieira hands it off and right up the gut, and nowhere to go for that running back. Is waiting to see who unstacks from the bottom of the pile. Dawn, did you catch the number there?
I think it's what, Salazar?
Yep, we're going to go.
Yeah, Saldana? No. Yeah.
That's number 9. It's
number
Gutierrez.
9. Oh, okay.
So he gets a yard out of it. Those numbers, the 9 looks a lot like a 0, looks a little like a 4, looks a little like a lot of things. Welcome back, and great to have you with us on Z94 KZOR. Also, HobbsAmerica.com. And yes, we are on YouTube now. So on a 2nd down and 9, just underway, 2nd quarter. Empty set in the backfield. Vieira under pressure, comes near side. Being chased, turns the corner, looks, jukes, and is brought down after a pickup of 5. He's going to be just shy of midfield and was brought down from behind by Alex Rivera. Alex showing some giddy up there to bring him down just shy of midfield.
Yeah, for a big guy, he can move pretty well. You get him started. You're not going to stop him very easily.
No, you are not. 7 carries, 32 yards for Vieira. And it'll be 3rd down at about 5 for Santa Teresa, just shy of midfield. Wildcat D has done a pretty good job on the run D tonight. Now with a single back in the backfield, Vieira with it, fakes the handoff, will keep it himself, has a hole, goes left side. He splits through, he's across the 40, stays on his feet across the 35, and finally run out of bounds at around the 20, they'll call it the 29-yard line. So that'll be a pickup of 22 yards for Vieira and move the chains for Santa Teresa.
Yeah, he was able to step around one tackle and just kind of run out and step from another tackle. I mean, Lovington, again, they've had some problems in stopping the run and stopping and finishing their tackles, finishing and bringing them down.
And just a quick note, you're probably seeing some glare. I am in a sealed booth. That's where the camera is tonight. So nothing I can do about the glare, but thank you for handling it with us. Trips to the right side, single back in the backfield, and a handoff, and not much room up the middle, down to about the 25-yard line. Actually, it's going to be a pretty generous spot of about 4 yards there, as that was number 24, who that was his first carry of the season, Maciel. So Maciel picks up 5. Like I said, when I looked at the stats, he might have had 1 carry for 4 or 5 yards, and I didn't even write him down. So 2nd down and 5. Santa Teresa trying to climb out of a 20-point hole. Lovington trying to hold deep inside their own territory. Vieira, low snap, keeps it himself, tries right tackle, and is going to wind up with a yard, maybe 2, before Bronx Areola brings him down. He got stood up right in the middle, looked like by Jose Juarez, and then Bronx finished him off after a 2-yard gain. And so now an important 3rd down and 3 for Santa Teresa.
And they've been able to move the ball down the field on Lovington here and to keep moving forward. So Lovington D, it's still needing to get a stop before they get closer to the red zone there.
Maciel will be the deep back. Rolling to the right is Vieira. Steps, fires, goes across the middle, and almost picked off as the only person in the neighborhood was wearing Lovington blue and white. It'll be incomplete, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 3.
Yeah, Aiden Nunez almost had it there, number 27.
Well, Aiden seeing time with the injuries to the secondary core. And so they kicked a field goal last time out. What's Coach Vieira going to decide to do here? He's down by 20. Field goals really aren't going to help him. And so he will go for it on 4th down and 3, looks like. He's going to split trips to the right side, a single receiver to the left. Wildcats go out in man coverage. Vieira looks to pass, comes near side, and that one overthrown as he was trying to looked like Saldana over on this near side. Actually, it was Jacob Martinez near side. Overthrows him, incomplete. Pretty good coverage over here, too, for the Wildcats. And Aiden Nunez once again. Incomplete and turn it over on downs for Lovington.
Nice. As again, great stop by Lovington. They held their ground.
Did manage to pull 3 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. 8:43 to go here in the first half. Lovington looking to build on a 23-3 lead.
Anything that eats clock for them is a gift, because with their 20 points ahead, they can afford some wasted clock time.
Prudencio from the shotgun. He will pitch that one. Going to the left side, Ochoa. He gets to the sideline. He's across the 30 and finally brought down just shy of the first down. On that far side, Cam's first carry of the game, though, is going to net him 9, and it'll be 2nd down and 1 for Lovington.
Ochoa was following right behind Herrera. Valente Herrera was running interference for him.
Came out and, the pulling guard out there. Good job there, and not something that we've seen a lot of this season.
Nope, but it worked.
And a good pickup on that. I couldn't tell it was Val that was going out in front and leading the train. So 2nd down and 1 for the Wildcats. Empty set in the backfield this time. Nope, there is a single back there. I'm used to being about 10 stories higher. Back to pass. Prudencio guns it. Has a man. Now they will do the hook and lateral and down the sideline to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. 2nd time this season they have run the hook and lateral to perfection as they get it to Kyler Reeves this time. And Kyler got it at the 50, so I'm going to give him a 50-yard rushing touchdown. It was, who caught the pass, Dawn?
It was number 5, Sanchez.
So Sanchez gets a completion, and he'll have a 12-yard catch credited on that. But I put 50 in there. Actually, from where they were, it'll be 68 yards on the pass in the book for the touchdown.
And I think that's right. As I was,
I bet you're right.
Sanchez.
I would bet you are right, and the point after is good. And so with 7:52 remaining in the first half, it is Lovington 30, Santa Teresa 3. We'll be back in a minute. Wildcat football continues on Z94 KZOR. .68 yards on the old toss back, hook and lateral, whatever you want to call it. 2nd time they've run it this season, and this time it nets them a touchdown. Kyler Reeves takes a backward pass from Patrick Sanchez and takes it to the house. It's a 68-yard touchdown, no matter how you look at it. And on the kickoff, a high end-over-ender, and that one will go into the end zone. And I think that's the right move there for Santa Teresa. Lovington with good coverage down the field, and so that'll bring it out to the 20 for the Desert Warriors. I'm TJ Miracle. Normally I say high above whatever stadium we're at, but only about 10 feet above the playing surface and a little bit back. Dawn Morgan does patrol the field here at Dreamcatcher Stadium. And whatever you happen to be doing tonight, thanks for being with us. Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, Z94 KZOR app. Also, Lovington Sports YouTube, finally, HobbsAmerica.com, and the Z94 KZOR Facebook page. So Vieira leads his troops back out. Going to send trips to the left side. Single receiver to the right. Looks to pass. Pump fake near side. Now he tucks. Takes it. Comes across the 20 to the 23-yard line. And great coverage for the Wildcats.
That was Reeves who brought him down.
And Landon Trevino's the one who cleaned him up and stopped that from being more than... they're going to give him 3 on the play. He's got 10 carries for 59 yards, nearly 6 yards per carry.
I think they're going to spot it right on the 22.
All right, so 2-yard gain, but still nearly 6 yards on the average. Of course, when you factor in 2 huge runs, that's going to help that average tremendously.
Nope, they check the chains. Now they're going to pick it up and move it back to the 22. one of the refs moved it up to the 20. Yeah, so they moved it back.
So to the 22-yard line.
To the 23-yard line, but it's a two pickup gain, 2-yard gain.
From the 22 this time, and they will hand it off, and a little hesitation and just running into a wall was the running back in there, and not a lot of room for him to go anywhere. As they unstack him, it was Patrick Sanchez coming out, and that was David Gutierrez. Yeah, no gain on the play for Gutierrez, and it'll be third down and 8. Cats would like to another score for Lovington. Gets this close to running clock to start the second half. And they've still got all 3 timeouts, and we're not quite at the halfway mark of this third quarter yet. Trips receivers to the right side, single receiver to the left. Fake the handoff, and it is on the turf, and Lovington just going to dump in and dump down and crash in, as that was Julius Arroyo in the game, who will get credit for making that tackle on Saldana. And it'll be a 4-yard loss for Saldana, and it'll be 4th down and 12. Should be punt time, I've got to think, here for the Desert Warriors.
Did a good job of getting up right away and getting out of that, so that there was no motion or no hit after the play. Just good stuff.
High snap. It is handled. Lovington almost gets to it. Still gets off a good kick. It'll take a Santa Teresa bounce, as I hear through Don's mic the Wildcats hollering, get away from it, get away from it. And on the near side, their number 24, that's Juan Maciel, was waving it like it looked like Carlton Fisk waving the home run fair back in what was at the 75 World Series, trying to get another 2-3 yards out of it. Maybe he did. But that was a really good punt. And that will move the ball to the Lovington 42-yard line, where the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 from their own 42 with 5:28 remaining here in this first half. Lovington leading 30-3.
That is an area that Santa Teresa has been doing well in tonight. Their kicker has been doing a good job of either field goals or punting. They've had some good kicking on their team tonight.
Yes, they have. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cats. Going an empty set in the backfield this time, and they're going to run the Wildcat with Cardenas. Comes right to Dallas. He takes it up the middle. He's across the 50, jumps outside to the 40, looking for the sideline, cuts it back across into the 35-yard line. As Dallas, that'll take it 18. That is 24 yards for Dallas Cardenas in the Wildcat formation, and move the chains. 1st down, Lovington.
Yeah, nice run. And if it hadn't been for, I believe that's either is that 9, I think?
Yeah, that would be Gutierrez.
I think. No, that's 9. They don't have a 9 on the roster. 13 is Gutierrez, but 9 is blank on their roster.
It's going to be Duenas, who I've been seeing as a 9.
Yeah,
their leading rusher outside of Vieira was Gutierrez, so that's got to be Duenas. I will adjust that in a minute.
Yeah.
And they will hand it off this time to Cam Ochoa, and Cam rugs forward, and he's across to about the 30-yard line. He got tripped up behind the line and then rolled over a Santa Teresa player to keep from going down, and winds up with a 4-yard gain.
Well, we'll take 2nd and 6.
Yes, we will. 4:21 remaining. Lovington driving inside Santa Teresa territory down to the 30-yard line. So on a 2nd down and 6. Cats looking to add on to a 30-point lead, or rather a 27-point lead. Now they'll send trips left, single receiver to the right. Ochoa in the backfield. As Prudencio flushed, rolled near side, fires off the back foot, wants it all, goes to the corner of the end zone, and incomplete. As not able to pick that one up here on the near side was Chase Terrell, who had a kickoff return for a touchdown earlier.
Yeah, he did. Nice game, but he had super sticky coverage on him, and that ball maybe just a little overthrown.
I think it may have been Mark Alarcon that was on him.
But still, nice a chance. Man, I tell you what, Prudencio let that fly. That was a thing of beauty in the air.
So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats. Lovington already up by 27, looking to build to it. Empty set in the backfield. Nope, that's Man on his shoulder, that's Ochoa. Prudencio wants it all, goes the other way this time, adjusting, leaping, grabbing is Rivero.
No, Sanchez.
Sanchez at the goal line, and he will be just shy. It'll be 28 yards to Patrick Sanchez, and it'll move the chains. First and goal, Lovington.
Wow. Talk about letting it fly again, and man, I tell you what, Sanchez also had really tight coverage on him, and he had to really fight through to get it and keep it, hold on to it. So good job.
First and goal from the 2. Wildcats knocking on the door once again with 3:18 remaining here in the first half. And, everybody jumps that time, as I think maybe they're going to whistle Val for hopping over there just a little bit, trying to get the push over there, and I can see that. And, yep, it'll be false start on the Wildcats, so move them back 5 yards. Their third penalty of the ball game for 15 yards. They've all been of the minor variety.
And Coach Bailey was making a point to the ref saying, and I think that he got drawn, and the ref acknowledged and said, I pick it up next time. I pick it up next time, Coach.
So that'll move them back out to the 7-yard line. So it'll be first and goal from the 7. Lovington has not had a lot of trouble moving the ball, as the ref asks emphatically 3 or 4 times for him to roll the clock. And so with trips receivers to the right side, single receiver to the left, Ochoa in the backfield with Prudencio. Matthew back to pass, tossing, deep left corner, complete, and out of the backfield, 6 on the board, touchdown Wildcats was
Sanchez
again.
And what a beautiful job he did. He had to pick that up out of the air and down. He looked down and he made sure he scooted both of his feet through the end zone before he got out of bounds. Beautiful. Nice throw too.
It certainly was.
And then of course the line doing a good job giving Prudencio a chance. So he got rid of that football pretty quickly. It was a nice pass. Just good execution.
Yes, it was.
That's what I'm seeing from Lovington tonight, is really excellent execution.
And so it'll be a point after attempt. And the snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. And with 2:57 remaining in the first half, it is Lovington 37, Santa Teresa 3. We're back in a minute as Wildcat football continues on KZOR. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football, as the Cats will put it in the end zone. A 7-yard strike from Matthew Prudencio to Patrick Sanchez, and the Cats get the point after from Aranda, and they will take the 37-3 lead. And the kickoff, it is a low line driver that'll bounce just shy of the end zone. They'll have to pick it up and bring that one out, and that is going to swamp Santa Teresa back there, as that one hit at a funny angle and just kind of died. Santa Teresa trying to move it in once again, waving it in. Well, that's a live ball, and I think finally Coach Vieira hollered out, live ball. You got to go get that one, boys.
It was a low line driver. It really was. A lot of speed. Looked like a bullet that had been thrown, not kicked.
And so that will bring them out. They spotted at the 10. So from the 10-yard line, it'll be first down and 10 for the Desert Warriors. Lovington might want to think about, even though they will have the ball to start the second half, might want to think about starting to use their timeouts here, as Vieira hands it off, and no room to run for Saldana up the middle. He got a yard out of that one, but no more than that. And just a quick note, okay, Manny, thank you for that. Tell me what's on the Eunice channel, if you would, as well, please. And let me know what's there. I've been told that maybe we've got some mix-up stuff going on. So I need to know who is playing on what Hobbs America channel, guys. And so it'll be 2nd down and 9, 2:15 remaining. Santa Teresa football here in the first half, but they are trailing our Wildcats. Vieira fakes it, tucks it, takes it, sacked. He's going to be down back at the 6-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard sack as the Wildcats collapse in on him and get their 3rd sack of the night. Good job back there for the defense as they didn't fall for the pump fake.
I think that was Landon Trevino again. I think that was number 6 with the sack who got to him first.
There we go with Trevino. And so with the sack, it'll bring up a 3rd down and 13. Lovington pushing them backwards. 90 seconds remaining here in this first half. Good snap. Vieira back to pass. He lets it fly, wants it all, coming down the sideline, and that one is going to bounce, and they are going to call Are they going to call Lovington, or are they going to call Santa Teresa?
I think they're going to call Lovington.
I don't know.
There were 2 Lovington guys. There was somebody turning around and waving, trying to block the ball. I don't know.
We'll see what the man in the white hat calls.
I don't want it to be against Lovington.
No, I don't.
We had 2 guys
either.
there.
You can get defensive pass interference or offensive pass interference. It happens, and it will be defensive pass interference on Lovington. So that'll be the 15-yard variety.
Oh, boy. 4th
penalty on the Wildcats for 30 yards, and it'll be a 1st down for Santa Teresa.
And we got, a minute 22 on the clock until half.
And so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line, Santa Teresa football. Fake the handoff. Vieira keeps it himself, comes near side, and Kyler Reeves says, nope, that's all right. 1 yard's enough for you, sir. And we'll sit him down. And so it'll be 2nd down and 9. 1:22 to go. I don't know why they stopped the clock. Is there a flag on the play?
No.
Yeah, a little hometown timing.
And now they're saying roll clock. And they didn't start. Yeah, finally they started rolling the clock.
Started it. Yeah, the
about
clock.
2 or 3 seconds after they saw the signal.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 9. 1:07 to go. Yeah, the clock never should have stopped running.
Yeah, and the ref looked around, and as soon as he realized it, he motioned, start the clock.
So it'll be trips receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left. Good snap, fake the handoff. Vieira keeps it himself. Starts it, hesitation move as he goes right, cuts back over center left, and will be out to the 30-yard line. Pretty good run there for Vieira, so it'll be a 7-yard gain for him. He's got now, that will make it 62 yards on the ground, and a 3rd down and about 2 here, under 30 seconds to play.
That was Sanchez who brought him down.
Good job by Sanchez. And guys, thanks for checking the Hobbs America stuff. I think maybe just maybe a wrong button clicked on one of our other games. So not by me, but somebody checking on their feed and just clicking the wrong one. So they're going to bunch him up on the right side. Single receiver to the left. Vieira rolls near side, looks to pass, lets it fly, and that one is going to go out of bounds.
Nobody really in the vicinity.
I guess they're going to say that coming down the near sideline that Arden Luna was close enough to keep it from being intentional grounding, and it'll be 4th down and 2. There's only 3 seconds to go, so this will be the final play of the half. And Lovington will have the ball to start the second half, leading this one 37-3. You don't want to fall for any trick plays or anything here, as they will send Rivero back deep. I don't think we're going to get a punt here. I don't think they're going to give Lovington an opportunity to return anything. Nope, they've got the offense on the field, and now the defensive backs will charge up on it. Vieira with it, rolls to the right, in trouble. Pump fake and almost gets sacked, and we'll have a flag on the play, and there'll be a holding on the play. Vieira gets back and stays on his feet somehow.
Live ball
keeps
still
dancing, and he's out to the 40-yard line. Time expired about 40 seconds ago, but it'll be a holding on Santa Teresa. and accept the penalty and go into the locker room if you are the Wildcats. They won't get a freebie out of it.
I don't think the Wildcats have they had one penalty against them? One, two.
Lovington's 4.
Lovington has had four
penalties.
Okay,
yep.
4.
Which we'll talk about that. Your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show as we await, and it'll be face mask on Lovington, and so that's an
automatic firster.
That's a 15-yarder.
Yep.
And that will give a free play.
Yep.
To Santa Teresa.
With no time on the clock officially.
So they will have a free play. That is the 5th penalty on the Wildcats for 45 yards. And timeout taken by Santa Teresa because, they will have a free play here to run. So we'll just keep it right here. Your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show coming up. Of course, we'll also have our Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation. Have a feeling Coach Bailey is going to be in a little bit better mood tonight. Of course, losing is never easy on anybody, and I think Coach Bailey has handled it extremely well, especially for
a new head coach.
For a first-year head coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know there's been some talk, and we'll talk more about this in the halftime show, but Lovington is 3 plays away from coming into this game 9-1.
Yeah.
That's something to think about.
You bet.
Now, you could also say on the flip side, they're 5 plays away from being 2-7, but we'll talk more about that as we talk about playoffs in the halftime show. So from the 45-yard line, it'll be an untimed down for the Desert Warriors as they're going to maybe try and pull a trick play out of their pocket here. They've got 55 yards to go. And the snap is good. Lovington brings pressure. Vieira steps up, hit from behind, fires as he goes down. It'll be complete out at the 40-yard line, so it'll be good for 15 yards. So the 15-yard completion to their Gutierrez, and it'll be a first down, but time has expired on the first half as Lovington leading this one 37-3 going into the half. And Dawn, when you get Coach Bailey, Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation.
He's here. All right. What I see out of that first half was good execution by you guys. Very few mistakes, few penalties. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, I don't want to have any more penalties, period. We're trying to work on that and just trying to, execute a little better, play faster, play physical. Tonight, I feel like we are playing a little bit faster and a little more physical, and we're finishing some plays. You know what I mean? That's the deal. Big kickoff return by Chase Taylor right there. I think that's the first one in a long time, a really long time. I think Adam Aguilera against Hobbs is the last one I can remember, so that's a long time. Pretty exciting, yeah.
Yeah, good job, good job. What's the plan for the second half going to be? Any adjustments, anything that you think that you guys need to do differently to continue to win this game?
I don't think so. I want us just to continue to play fast and physical, eliminate all of the dumb mistakes, the penalties and pre-snap stuff, and just I would like to see some guys, continue to make some plays. It was good to get Pat in the end zone right there. He deserves it. Absolutely, that kid's been phenomenal for us. So.
Absolutely. All right, good luck. We'll see you in the second half.
Okay, thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Our Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation from our good friends at Bob's Thriftway right there in Lovington. And stand by. We've got your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show on the way. Wildcat football continues on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. And welcome back to Lovington football here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How Halftime Show. From Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your car, and trust me, my friends, at some point you will, get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. All Cats in the first half of this one. They lead it 37-3, and so the Lovington Cats will have the ball to start the second half, too. We could get into running clock very quickly. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. For the home team, Santa Teresa Desert Warriors, their quarterback Nick Vieira, very efficient, 3 of 5 for 32 yards. No touchdowns and no interceptions. The completions, 2 of them to Ayel Saldana, the other to Jesus Gutierrez. On the ground, and pretty much what we suspected, it has been the Nick Vieira show. 13 carries for 62 yards. And then you've had Sebastian Duenas, number 4, as I will now make that change. But Duenas has had 4 carries for 4 yards. Saldana, 3 carries, -2 yards. And Maciel, 1 carry for 5 yards. So 32 through the air, 69 cumulatively on the ground, means a 111. There we go. I'll get it spit out. A 111 total in the first half. Offensively for Santa Teresa, they were flagged 3 times for 30 yards. They got 3 points in the first on a 40-yard field goal by Duenas, and then no points in the second. And that was a pretty impressive field goal. He might not have had 41 in him, but he had 40. So
yeah, he had about 2 feet to spare, I promise you.
So he had 40 and a half.
Yeah, but it made it over. So
that's the important thing.
Yeah, kicking has been a bright spot for Santa Teresa in this game, and Lovington's been pretty dominant.
Yes, they have. And taking a look at those Wildcat numbers in the first half, Prudencio, a very efficient 5 of 6 for 150 yards. He has 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. His favorite target tonight, Patrick Sanchez. Pat, 3 catches for 97 yards, including that 7-yard strike. Kyler Reeves with a 12-yard reception, which he then tossed backwards to Kyler Reeves, who took it 50 yards to the house. And then you've got Elijah Rivero. Elijah, 1 catch tonight. It was for 34 yards, and he found the end zone. So very good night for the receiving corps. Dallas Cardenas, he's just averaging, nearly 20 yards a carry, or 15 yards per carry. 4 carries for 61 yards. Yeah, that's slightly more than 15 yards per carry, including a 26-yard touchdown trot. Kyler Reeves went 50 yards when he took the backwards lateral from Sanchez, and he trotted 50 yards into the end zone. And Matthew Prudencio, 1 carry, 3 yards. Cam Ochoa, 2 carries, 13 yards. Lovington, 150 through the air, 127 on the ground, 277 as a team in that first half. Lovington with 23 points in the first, 14 in the second. Santa Teresa is winning the first down battle. They had 6 first downs in the first half to Lovington's 4, but that's a little misleading because Lovington scored in about 8 seconds on a 93-yard kickoff return from Chase Terrell. So that skews that number just a little bit, and I would be willing to bet you, if you ask Coach Bailey, he would be just fine with Santa Teresa having more more first downs than they do, because they are up on the board by 34 points. So I think he's probably going to be okay with that. So talking about that, though, Lovington Auto Supply, Napa Know-How, keys to the second half. What are you thinking, Dawn?
I think, it comes back to what Coach said, is they just need to continue to play like the way they're playing well. He agreed that their execution's been excellent in everything, in offense, defense, special teams tonight. You can just tell that everybody seems a little more on it, a little sharper, a little more. I think they're just a little more mindful of what they're doing tonight, and trying to mitigate mistakes, trying to correct some things that have plagued them in the past, that have put them, in close in games that were close enough that a questionable call, a one play, a coulda, shoulda, woulda on one. If it goes the other way, then it's a win and not a loss. When you put yourself in that place through poor execution, through mistakes, through penalties, then that's what can happen. Is it comes down to that one play. It's that seemingly, but it really is a series of things that happen throughout the game that bring you and lead you to the brink of that. So they've been playing a really clean ball game tonight, and I know you could say, well, they haven't been challenged as much by Santa Teresa, and maybe that's true, but still, their execution has been really spot on, and I think Coach, as he said, just wants to keep that going in the second half. Have great execution, mitigate, just cut out the penalties and not make silly mistakes and errors and mental errors, and continue to be physical. If there have been some other things that maybe have plagued them, and their ability to stop the running game is tackling technique, finishing plays, and being able to be as physical and meet the physicality of another team. And we already know Lovington, since they have so many two-way players, is at a disadvantage with that anyway. So they have had to work really hard to be strong, to be committed, to leave it all out on the field, to continue to be physicality and throw themselves out there into that. And we see that a lot more this game again. Coming off of losses, I think it just stings, and they have a lot to, they have a chip on their shoulder now and a lot to prove, and say, hey, we are that team that won 5 straight games. We are that team that knocked off some teams that people didn't think we were going to beat. And they're saying with this game, we are that team. We are still that team. We want to finish regular season 6-4 and get into the playoffs. They still have their dreams alive and their hopes alive. Now, maybe it's not a district championship, but they're looking beyond that. They're looking playoffs. They're looking beyond that to go as far as they can. And this kind of a game has got to give them the confidence at this point, at halfway point, with the execution that they've been doing. If they keep it going and keep it up in this second half, it's going to be a short game. It's going to be a short second half if they can execute in the second half the way they did in the first. And they'll have the ball first. They'll have possession to start, so they've got a good chance at that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think if you can score first, it'll get it to running clock territory and then let the defense go. And you mentioned that, and I think they've done a good job tonight. Everybody in the stadium knows that everything triggers off of the Santa Teresa quarterback, Nick Vieira, and for the most part, they've kept him contained. Now, the couple of plays where he broke through and got big gains, they did not have a spy on him, and I think it's, a very good idea to keep Landon Trevino or Kyler Reeves or somebody that if, 5 yards away from him, and when he turns it up, they turn over and go hit him. You've got to be physical to bring him down, though, and if they can continue to keep Vieira, I think, in check, I think it'll be a very short second half. And, we mentioned this briefly in the first half, and you mentioned it briefly as well. I know there's been a lot of talk going on around Lee County. Oh, gosh, what's wrong with the Cats? They start off 5-0. They look like world beaters, and then all of a sudden they're 5-4. They've lost 4 straight games. Like I said in the abbreviated pregame show, nobody's happier to see the clock turn to November than Lovington is, because October was just not a good month. But 3 plays, I mean, literally it comes down to 3 different plays in 3 of those games. Lovington, we're talking about the Cats tonight being 8-1. Now then, Artesia came in and they took care of business. So hats off to the Bulldogs. Maybe we'll see them again at some point. But Lovington came out, and you got to remember, Lovington dominated, for the most part, a very good team that is Roswell High. And Lovington owns the 1 win against Roswell High this season. If Roswell wins tonight, you've got to think they will against Goddard, although there's a lot on the line for Goddard in that game too. That will be in the matrix that will help Lovington in their seeding. Again, I'm thinking probably win this game, and we talked about it in the pregame show. You're probably looking at the 7 seed, maybe even the 8. I'm not sure that the matrix and the polls and everything, and I'm not sure, frankly, that our friends in Albuquerque are going to be able to help themselves from putting a couple of those northern teams ahead of the Wildcats. And if they finish 6th in district, which is pretty evident unless they get a lot of other weird things happening tonight, they cannot go in any higher than 6th. I've got to think they're going to put Los Alamos and possibly the second team out of that district. I think it's going to be Mura. They may put them ahead of Lovington, which would put Lovington at 7 or possibly even 8. That's okay. You still get a home game, and You can't worry about that, though, until Sunday. You just got to worry about this. But, this has been a season, and there's been a lot of close games, Dawn. Like I said, 3 plays away from being 8-1, 9-1 in 24 minutes of clock time. Or they could just as easily have been 2-7 coming into this game, because you could argue that there was about 5 plays, a couple against Hobbs makes a couple plays, Carlsbad makes one more play, and Roswell High makes one more play. Maybe it's a different story. But Lovington made those plays. Then for 4 weeks, unfortunately, they didn't make the plays. But now, hey, maybe it's time to reel off 5 straight wins again. And you know what happens if Lovington reels off 5 straight this time, right, Dawn?
What is that?
They host a big blue trophy and put it in the case.
They would love nothing more to do that. Alec O'Gean is over here on the sidelines during the halftime. Alec, how are you feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah, you feeling good? You think you played hurt, and did you even realize that, or even think that you had a dislocated shoulder during when you got back out on the field last game?
No, I had a lot of adrenaline, but I'm good now. I'm
good now.
Yeah, but it's nice to see my team doing all this.
They are.
Feels good.
They're stepping up and taking care of business. It'd be a lot better, and I know you'd feel a lot better if you were in there, but not risking injury before playoffs. And certainly that's the next goal for the team, right, is get playoffs?
Oh, yes, ma'am. That's definitely the goal.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. And go all the way?
All the way.
Can do it.
That's
All right.
That's the mindset.
Take care of yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
All right, and hey, we'll let Alec have the last word in the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your car, and trust me, my friend, you will. Get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Lovington Auto Supply in Napa, get up and go. And we go to the second half in 1 minute. This is Wildcat Football on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Football here on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, Lovington Sports YouTube, and on HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan patrolling field side, Manny V in studio engineering and producing, and Evie Stuber keeping everything, juggling cats and chainsaws together back at One Radio Square tonight. Appreciate her hard work as Duez will tee it up at the 40. The Cats will be driving to the north. And on the kickoff, it'll be fielded by one of the upmen. That's Rivero. He starts it the long way across. He's turning it up now to the 25, to the 30, 35 to the 40, looking for the sideline, to the 45, to the 50, to the 40, to the 45, to the 30, 20, 15, cuts it back in, 10, 5, put it in the end zone, 6 on the board, touchdown Wildcats. It's an 85-yard kickoff return for Elijah Rivero, and welcome to running clock territory, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got a holding on the field on Santa Teresa, so Lovington should go, no thank you, give us the point.
The result of the play, decline the penalty.
And he fielded that at the 15, so that is an 85-yard kickoff return for Rivero. Second return of the night tonight for the Cats, and that will put this one into the running clock. And why are they bringing this back?
I don't know. The coaches over here are mystified about that too. What are they saying? The coach is saying you called it on them.
You called it on
them. So you take the result of the play and you can, call it on them.
He called holding on Santa Teresa. You can decline the penalty.
Exactly.
It's a touchdown.
And that's what Coach Bailey is out there telling the Whitecap.
This is a touchdown.
He said, and the Whitecap is pointing to the laundry on the field that they still haven't picked up.
They didn't blow the play dead. If they do not blow the play dead, it's touchdown Lovington.
He's saying that when the flag went down, that it was a dead, that although there was no whistle. I'm like you, I didn't hear a whistle.
There's no whistle?
They're saying when the flag hit the field
And now they're changing it to holding Lovington. You have got to be kidding me.
What is this?
This is, we'll just say this is interesting. He was emphatic pointing towards Santa Teresa.
Yes,
so that'll wipe off the 85-yard kickoff return. All right, well, things happen. And I'm a little confused about that, same as Coach Bailey. So, all right, that's fine. Just come out and punch it in right here. So they'll spot the ball at the 30-yard line. First down and 10, Wildcats in their own territory. Back to pass as Prudencio comes underneath, gets it to Rivero. Elijah going to turn it up again. He's got some room to run. He's going to the sideline. He's to the 45, to the 50, to the 40. Cuts it back again to the 30. And finally going to be taken out. Elijah's run like 300 yards in the last 12 seconds. So there's 20. There is 40 yards to Elijah Rivero. And move the chains. First down, Lovington. Not complete football karma, but close.
Yeah, very close. Yeah, as it looked like he was going to get into the end zone, I was about to say the very same thing. If there's football karma, he is in the end zone.
Cam Ochoa's on the left shoulder of Matthew Prudencio. First and 10, the Wildcats have flipped the field. They are now on the 25-yard line of the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors. Santa Teresa showing blitz, and Lovington going to come out and change the play. And a whistle and a flag, delay of game, Lovington. Yep, delay of game on the Wildcats.
I can't help but feeling that for some reason that Lovington has this big target on their back when they come into every game, and it's not just the other team painting the target.
Well, this is the same crew, and I'm not going to blame them, but there were some, let's just say, interesting calls against Gadsden, and you pointed out it was at least partially the same crew.
Yeah.
So that completely flips the field, and it gets it back to the 30-yard line. First down and 15 now for Lovington after the 45-yard completion. That's all right. Just puts a little more in the stat sheet. No, they're going to send one receiver wide to the right in the Wildcat. It's Cardenas. And he's going to slip down. The turf monster gets him after a short gain of 1. So it'll be second down and 14 for the Wildcats. Don't want to let this derail you. There's only 90 seconds gone here in this second half.
Still a lot of football left to play. And they need to just, don't let this dishearten them. Don't let this dishearten them. Just continue on.
And let me say this. There is no play clocks here at Santa Teresa, and so you have to rely on the officials to tell you that. So on second down and 14, send a man in motion from the right to the left. Fake the handoff, then they will give the handoff, and that is going to be Cam Ochoa, still on his feet, still leaning forward and leaning backwards as he's going to be near the 20-yard line.
He gets some yardage. He went laterally for some of that, and really some of that was pressure by Santa Teresa defense.
10 yards for Cam Ochoa, which brings up third down and 5 for the Wildcats.
Right.
Well, still time, still plenty of room to move. So third and 5 for the Wildcats, and you're going to lose picture for a minute as the band brings their scenery over, and I can't see what's going on. They'll split out Ochoa to the flat, left side. He grabs it. Cam heading to the sideline. He'll have the first down before he's run out of bounds, as you've gotten some wonderful scenery thanks to the Santa Teresa band.
They did a nice job, but they are moving all of that back across the track in front of the
front of the camera.
Yeah, in front of the camera.
And they're going to say just shy, so it'll be a 4-yard completion to Cam. And so fourth down and 1. Yeah, it's go for it time.
Sure. And it's going to be 3.
They're going to bring the field goal unit in.
Oh, they are. Okay. Just making points out of this.
Well, a field goal gets you into running clock territory.
Right.
Nope, they're going to go into jumbo formation.
Wow, okay.
So I'm not sure who's going to, and they're just going to put Prudencio up under center, and he's going to hand it off, and jumbo goes right side, as that's Herrera into the end zone, 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats, Valente Herrera takes it home, and that's an exclamation point, my friends.
That's it. Hey, we can get a touchdown even with almost our biggest guy on the line. Let's give him the ball and let him run it in. There you go.
Senior Valente Herrera. He's an all-state lineman, and, hey, with moves like that.
That's awesome.
He's normally the one blocking. He got a good block, and he just ran it home.
That's awesome. That's great. Well,
43-3, and the point after to come. Snap is high, but getting it down as Ochoa, and Aranda will put it up and bang it through. And so with 9:01 remaining here in the third quarter, Lovington 44, Santa Teresa 3. We are back in 1 minute. Wildcat football continues on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR. Is a little off-the-air chatter going on. So the Wildcats score, and they didn't call the point after good. That's all right. We're still up by 40.
Yeah, that's all right.
And so the kickoff coming from Aranda, as Caleb will kick that one away, and I think a little adrenaline running. That one will be fielded at the 1-yard line, bringing it out to the 10, to the 15. Getting a block coming near side is Duenas as a shoe goes flying. And on the stop once again is going to be Landon Trevino.
So I'm pretty sure, is it the same rule? When your shoe comes off is when the helmet comes off? You gotta sit out of play, or no?
I don't think so. I think it's headgear
Just the
only.
headgear only. Yeah, it's pretty funny though. It's not often you see that. It's not often, unless of course the kicker.
Well, you've heard the term. He
off.
decleated him.
That's true.
So from the 23-yard line, pretty good return there for Santa Teresa. So from their own 23-yard line, 6:45 remaining here in the third. Lovington up by 40, 43-3. From the shotgun. And handing it off, and nowhere to go on that one was Linez, and he's going to wind up no gain on the play. And so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. The ball still at the 23-yard line. Of course, after tonight, the regular season is at an end. And we will find out late Sunday afternoon about the playoff seedings. Of course, there's still a lot riding on tonight. There's some other games in this district that probably are going to wind up not having too much of an effect on the district race, but you never know. Trips left, single receiver to the right, back to pass is Vieira, and he gets a man in stride at the 40 to the 30, and riding him down, ride him cowboy after a great catch. Aiden Nunez brings down the receiver, but it's been the big play tonight for these Warriors of Santa Teresa, as that was complete to number 13, Jesus Gutierrez. And so let's see, that's going to be 30, 40, 50, 58 yards on the completion, and it'll be a first down.
Well, you know what? Santa Teresa's got 3 points on the board, so we'll give him that one. We'll even give him a touchdown if they get it. And, of course, I'm sure they're trying to get it back under running clock as quickly as they can.
Lovington up by 40. A touchdown would do that. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Rolling to the left is Vieira. Pump fake left. Now he comes back right pocket, breaks down. Comes back near side, still being pressured. Fires underneath, and yep, it's going to be a flag as they're going to call over the back on Bronx Areola and pass interference on Lovington.
And that's going to
give
be
them a free
down.
15.
Yep,
and they're going to call personal foul. What's the call? You're the one who threw.
They had half the team.
You're the one. He's the one. The ref is the one who threw the flag, and he's coming over to ask the side judge what he's calling. The ref threw the flag for pass interference. It was not roughing the passer.
So maybe we have offsetting penalties here. Maybe.
I don't know what they could be calling here, and they're going to say personal. Well, he still hasn't made a signal up here. He's shown the coach personal foul twice. Show the rest of us what it is. If you don't mind, sir, I would appreciate that. Now he's going to come talk to the other side judge. And again, it was the ref, the head official, who threw the flag. Why is he discussing things with his?
Yeah, I didn't know it was
with his officials.
I didn't know it was referee by consensus here.
I think it might be.
You think they all get a vote?
I guess so. Personal foul. Lovington, but he doesn't signal what the personal foul is for, and you're going to have pass interference Lovington, so they'll take the 15-yard personal foul, and it will be a first down. Again, a bunch of interesting officiating, and I would be willing to bet you that is, let's see, so that'll be 75 penalty yards on the Wildcats. The Cats can put a veto on the schools mutually agree to the officials. I would bet this is the last time we see this crew this year, as that'll move them all the way down to the 12-yard line. First down and 10 for Santa Teresa from the 12. Clock continues to move through all that, though.
Sure, just a little over 3 minutes left to play in the third.
43-3, Lovington in the lead. Vieira from the shotgun gets it, and he will keep it himself. Comes to the left side, cuts it back inside the 10 to about the 9. Pardon me, 3 yards for Vieira.
What? No penalty? Did they not see a chance to nail Lovington on something there? I don't know. They've got time to throw a flag. It's not too late.
Well, you know, we've said it, and we've been told that you could throw a flag on every play for holding.
Yeah, and that's true. And that comes from a ref, a professional ref.
Comes from a very well-known official.
That's right, who has said, yeah, on the football field, I mean, hey.
So it'll be second down and 6 from the 9, and Vieira keeps it himself again, and he stood up at about the 6-yard line. So he'll get 3 on that one. Another 3, so they'll give him a little forward progress. Pardon me. So it'll be third down and about 3.
And timeout being taken.
Thank you very much. I needed that timeout. So with 1:40 remaining here in this third quarter, Santa Teresa takes the timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KZOR. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, Lovington Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan Fieldside, Manny V in studio engineering and producing. So out of the Santa Teresa timeout, they've got a third down and about 3 to go. Penalties have helped get them well inside the Lovington red zone. Vieira from the shotgun, handles it. Lovington brings the pressure, hits him in the backfield, and sack as he will be brought down back at the original line of scrimmage. Patrick Sanchez and Bronx Ariola combine on the 4th sack of the night, and that will bring Vieira down. It is a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll be decision time for Coach Vieira. No decision at all. He's going for it.
Yeah, that's amazing. You probably couldn't hear Coach Bailey, but right before that play was run, he screamed out 2 or 3 times, "Take the ball away. Take it away from him. Take the ball away."
So a pretty generous spot, and it'll be 4th down and 8.5. Vieira, empty set in the backfield, trying to stretch Lovington out. Under a minute to play. Vieira under pressure, rolls to the left. Nobody that way. He's going to turn it upfield, and he is brought down shy of the 1st down. And the ball, does it come out? It comes out. It should be Lovington football.
They're going to say it was dead. There's a penalty. There's a flag that was thrown down.
And so let's see what probably horse collar or roughing the passer, even though he was above the line of scrimmage and is no longer a passer, is a rusher. I mean, I could call out the litany here. And it is that side judge who seems to have it in for us. And I'm not going to say it's personal, but we did point out that we've had him a couple of times. So let's see, and it will be personal foul, horse collar on Lovington, half the distance to the goal, and an automatic 1st down.
And the argument is that it was a clothesline that is legal, not a horse collar. And the coaches here are pointing out the technique on the tackle that makes it a clothesline and not a horse collar.
They can call the horse collar even if your fingertips touch the collar. So
they were saying
that'll end no matter what, it'll end the 3rd quarter. So we head to the 4th. Lovington 4. Now they change it. Lovington 44, Santa Teresa 3. An interesting one for sure. Back in a minute on KZOR. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football. Start of the 4th quarter, and after some, we'll just say, interesting personal foul calls have kept a drive much alive for Santa Teresa. They will have it 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. That's more than half the distance to the goal. I don't know how that works because they were on the 11. Half the distance to the goal would be the 5.5, not the 4. But, okay, doesn't matter. We're up big, 41 points up, so no big deal. Vieira from the shotgun rolls to the right. Option pitch out to the left side, and the running back is hit and sneaks out of it and will go into the end zone for the touchdown. Who was that, Dawn?
Don't know. I wasn't down there. I was still on my way all the way down to the other end of the field with half the rest of the team.
So looking, turn around, young man, and let me get your number, and that will be Avril Saldana. So it's a 4-yard touchdown run for Saldana. And we are at a running clock situation. Well, let's just run it back and go. So 44, well, it is still running clock because it's 35 until the point after. Up 44-9.
And it could be blocked. Lovington has blocked a few PATs.
Yes, they have over
season.
the years.
Yeah.
Is a late check-in for Santa Teresa. And they gave them one of their timeouts back. I don't know about that. And that one is going to be a low snap, try to toss it in, and that one is tossed away, hits the ground as Saldana picks it up off the bounce. You don't get to do that. And so the running clock is maintained, and we'll stop with 10:50 to go in the ball game. Lovington 44, Santa Teresa 9. We'll be back in 1 minute as Wildcat football continues on KZOR. And welcome back to Wildcat football, as it's Ayel Saldana taking it 4 yards into the end zone for the first Santa Teresa touchdown of the game, but the point after is no good, a bad snap. And so Lovington maintains the 35-point lead. 44-9 is the score. 10:32 remaining in the contest. So Lovington, I think, going to want to try and get that score back quickly. Duez will tee it up at the 40. Lovington's had 2 run back tonight, and this one will be a much shorter kick as it'll bounce, and it'll be Santa Teresa football as it is loose. Kyler Reeves let it bounce, and instead of coming up and just grabbing it and falling on it, it'll be Santa Teresa football as they recover it. As that has been a little bit of a problem this year for Lovington. They don't know what to do on the onside kick, and so Santa Teresa will take it. They'll have it at their 40-yard line as they recovered an onside kick. Executed quite well. And what should have happened there is Reeves should have just fallen on that ball. As soon as it hit, he should have laid out and fallen on it. I'm not blaming him.
He got hit. Did you see that? As soon as he really didn't have a chance to do that because he got hit and you know, kind of it pushed him back. And then by the time he was standing up, the ball was loose and Santa Teresa fell on it.
So first turnover of the ball game for either team. And it goes for Santa Teresa. The clock is supposed to be running now, boys and girls. So from the shotgun, it'll be an option pitch to the far side as stretched out and stood up and run out of bounds. Great job by the big boys up front to not fall on that one. As
60 and 24, Cam Ochoa, and that is Jaden Garcia.
Good job there. It'll be a loss of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the loss of 5 on the play. Then it'll bring up a second down and 15 for Santa Teresa.
And in that last huddle, Coach Bailey, right before the start of the fourth quarter, Coach Bailey, I heard him telling his team loudly, just finish this football game. Just get out there, let's just finish this.
Empty set in the backfield this time. Vieira rolls, has some room, comes near side, and cuts it back. He's across the 40 and brought down about the 35. And the stop going to be made by Damon Leyva. Well, Leyva was close to the collar. What, no horse collar? All right, I'm over it. I'm done with it. That's the last I'll say about it. 8 yards on the pickup for Vieira. 17 carries, 70 yards tonight. That kid has played a whale of a ball game. And I do want to take just a moment to thank our hosts here at Santa Teresa. They've always treated us extremely nicely here. We appreciate their help and courtesy. We're always treated very well in the Gadsden ISD. And we appreciate that. Not everywhere does.
They also have a beautiful facility. This is a great field.
Back to pass and wanting it all. Going down the field and knocked away at the last second. Great defense that time by Aiden Nunez, and he made sure that he was clean on that one. There was no contact. If there was any contact, it was the other way, and it'll be incomplete. And so that will bring up a 4th down and 8. Clock continues to move. 8.5 minutes to go. And nothing to lose here. Santa Teresa should go for it.
They're not really showing any sign of urgency here.
And we've got another penalty on Lovington, roughing the passer on the Wildcats. 10th penalty of the night.
So they didn't find a horse collar to call him on, so they call him roughing the passer.
95 penalty yards on 10 penalties for Lovington.
Under 8 minutes now as the clock keeps ticking.
That's what I'm going to concentrate on. All I've got to say is I think Josh Bailey has a couple of vetoes, and I think I know the crew he's using them on. Twins to the right side as Vieira bumps it out, hands it to Duez, and he will go down, and he'll be hit hard and out of bounds. Lovington got to watch those continuations right there.
True, because the continuation of the play, and especially with a crew that might be primed, to just watch for your every mistake and nail you on something that you do.
Yeah, Duenez there gets it down to the 20-yard line. As this is the third Santa Teresa drive that has been sustained by Lovington penalties. And if you'll remember back in the Lovington Auto Supply Napanoa halftime show, Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation, Coach Bailey said no more penalties. Well, there's been 5 of them since the half. Back to pass. Vieira goes the end zone, overthrows his intended target down there, and incomplete. Now it'll be a 3rd down and 8 for Santa Teresa. 6:45 remaining in the ball game. Barring a football miracle, Lovington will improve to 6-4 on the year. Even though probably going to wind up finishing 6th in the district. Should still be a top 8 seed going into the playoffs starting next week, and we should host a game at the friendly confines. So on 3rd down and 8, Vieira from the shotgun. Good snap, handles it. 4-step drop, wants it all, goes up the seam across the middle, and it'll be incomplete. As good defense by Cam Ochoa.
Nice.
As Ochoa laid out, what, no pass interference on that one, Guy? All right, I'm over it. And a whistle sounds as timeout going to be taken.
I think this is a Lovington timeout.
No, it'll be a Santa Teresa timeout.
Okay, Lovington coaches were first on the field.
With 5:42 remaining, now you're supposed to stop the clock, guys. So with 5:42 remaining in the ball game, it's Lovington 44, Santa Teresa 9. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR with 5:37 remaining in the ball game. Santa Teresa facing a 4th down and 8 from the Wildcat 20-yard line in a drive that should have been over about 4 plays ago, but another bad personal foul penalty keeping another drive alive for Santa Teresa. Lovington leading by 35, and as soon as they roll the clock, still in running clock territory, Vieira sends a man in motion from the left to the right. With a running back in the backfield with it, waits on it, low snap, handles it. 4-step drop, now steps up, has to roll to the left, directs traffic, now turns it up, and he is going to be hit and knocked out of bounds, well shy of the 1st down.
He didn't go out of bounds, and he's still on the turf. He got a pretty good double hit there.
Certainly,
it was not late.
Certainly hope that young man is okay. He has played his heart out.
He's rolling up. He's going to get up. He just probably got the breath knocked out of him, wind knocked out of him, I would imagine. Because he got hit from 2 directions at the same time.
So it'll go over on downs to the Wildcats. And they will have it from their own 16-yard line. Make it the 17. So their worst starting field position of the night. Not that it really matters. And I know Lovington is winning by 35. We've been on the other end of some of these over the years.
Yes, we have, and it doesn't feel good. And Lovington needs to be a gracious winner, and we need to follow that as well. But it is hard to point out some things that you think are unfair or that are completely wrong.
But I will say hats off to Santa Teresa, because like Lovington and some of those really, we can't call them anything other than what they were, really bad years, they never stop, they never quit, and they keep going, and our hats off to them for that. And even though not the season I know they have wanted, I'm sure there are still some things that they can hang their hat on. They did get a victory, and they have scored some points. I mean, a lot of their games have been running clock and mercy rule timing, but they've still done, I'm sure, a lot of things well, and congratulations to them on their season, even though I know it's not the way they wanted it to be. So Prudencio from the shotgun, he will hand it off, and going left, cutting back right, coming up the middle, and crossing the 25 out to about the 28-yard line. And new running back in the game, if I'm not mistaken, that's Zach Diaz.
And I think this is good. We've got we're up by 35, running clock, got a few minutes left, and get some players in who haven't seen as much playing time, give them some. some game time and minutes, and that's what Coach Bailey's doing. I like that.
And Diaz will be the running back. Yep, he will be the running back once again, this time the deep back. Good snap, handed to Diaz, and he's up the middle. He squirts through. He's got some room. He's across the 45 to near the 50-yard line before he is upended at the 49-yard line. 20 yards for Diaz.
Little shoestring foot tackle there, and I can't decipher the number of who did that. These are ridiculous numbers.
So Zachary Diaz, 2 carries, 29 yards, and a first down for the Wildcats. This is a night that's seen Valente Herrera get a touchdown.
That's one of the best moments of this whole season, right?
I think it is.
Just terrific, yeah.
So it'll be first down for the Wildcats. And there were a couple of receivers left, a couple right. Give it to Diaz again, and he crosses into Santa Teresa territory. Okay, where's the flag for the late hit on that one? I guarantee if it was us, it would have been thrown. Diaz with a 4-yard gain. Manuelos on the stop. So it'll be second down and 7. 2:25 remaining in the contest. Prudencio still in to pull the triggers. They're going to send a receiver to the right side, Twins to the left. From the shotgun. Hand it off. Diaz again brings it right, puts a hand down, stays on his feet, still fighting, and he crosses the 40-yard line and gets the first down. It'll be 10 yards for Diaz. I think the Wildcats may have just found another running option in junior linebacker, and he's listed as a linebacker and a running back. Number 8, he's normally a receiver number, but.
Nice work, nice job.
First down for Lovington. 90 seconds remaining in the ball game. We'll be content to, if they score, great. If not, it's no big deal either. Outcome no longer in doubt. And they'll hand it to Diaz again. He'll sweep it to the left side, and kid just moves forward and does a great job in extracurriculars down the field.
Yeah.
No flags this time?
Yes.
And they could actually call that one on us. They choose not to. And so it'll be 4 yards for Diaz that time. 5 carries, 47 yards for Zachary Diaz. And second down and 6. We are under a minute to play. Lovington at this point could elect to kneel it down should they want to. I hope they don't, because I hate writing those down in the stat book. Prudencio waits for it. Matthew gets it. Hand it to Diaz again. Left tackle with some room. Crosses the 30 to the 29-yard line. And it'll be enough. Move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Nice. And
under 30 seconds to go, and that could do it.
Going to call a timeout, or see, I
think they're asking when he's going to start the play clock.
And we've got number 80 coming off. I think it's a cramp.
So that's Diaz.
It is Diaz, and he's kind of limping off.
6 carries,
but
54
I think it's a calf
yards.
Cramp. Let's hope that's the case.
And
here.
that'll do it. I don't think Lovington will have to run another play. I think they just signaled 10 seconds on the play clock, and there's only 9 seconds left on the game clock. As Lovington is just going to run this one out, that will do it. And the Wildcats are victorious tonight by a score of 44-9, and Lovington will improve to 6-4 on the year, 3-4 in district. As finally the losing streak is broken and they get back in the win column to end the regular season here in Santa Teresa, New Mexico, against a game Desert Warriors team who just got, unfortunately, steamrolled tonight by the Wildcat Express. We will take a 3-minute timeout and come back with your Devon Energy postgame report. This is Wildcat Football on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football and your Devon Energy postgame report. The Wildcats victorious tonight 44-9 over the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors. So the Cats will improve to 6-4 on the season to finish up the regular season. 3-4 in district, even though probably going to be in the coaches poll 5th or 6th, probably looking at a 6 maybe, but probably a 7 or an 8 when the playoff seedings are announced. We're not worried about that, though. Worried about the victory. A quick look at the numbers tonight for Santa Teresa. Nick Vieira, their do-everything all-world quarterback, goes 4 of 9 for 90 yards, no touchdowns, but no interceptions either, and he carries the ball 18 times for 74 yards. He was sacked 4 times by the Wildcat defense. Their one rushing touchdown came from I.L. Saldana. He had 4 carries for 4 yards, and you had Dueñez, the backup quarterback, and so running back, 6 carries for 6 yards. 90 through the air, 82 collectively on the ground, 172 total yards for Santa Teresa. They were only flagged 3 times in this ballgame. I find that hard to believe, but 3 times in the ballgame for 30 yards. They did have 7 first downs in the contest. For Lovington, Matthew Prudencio, 7 of 8 for 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 34-yard strike to Elijah Rivero, a 7-yard toss to Patrick Sanchez. Sanchez with 47 yards, although Rivero leads the charge. 2 catches for 79 yards tonight. On the ground, Dallas Cardenas, 5 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown. Zachary Diaz in late relief comes on, 7 carries for 54 yards. A 50-yard touchdown for Kyler Reeves. Cam Ochoa, 3 carries, 23 yards, and maybe my favorite touchdown of the year was Valente Herrera, who took a handoff, took it over right guard, and went into the end zone for a 15-yard touchdown. The All-State lineman showing he's got pretty good moves. So for Lovington, they had 199 through the air and 207 collectively on the ground. 406 total yards tonight for Lovington. They were flagged 10 times for 95 yards, but you won. That's enough. 7 first downs for the Wildcats in this one, and all in all, congratulations to first-year head coach Joshua Bailey. And
you know, he's telling the team, he's been telling the team in the huddle that, you know, there's no more talk. It's a new season begins where everybody's 0-0 now. New season, playoffs, you can do this. I believe in you. And he said, you know, all of this talk about this play, that play, if only for this, coulda, shoulda, could we have, all of that is gone. All of that's behind us. New season, and they can do this.
And like I said, 5-game win streak here. You're hosting and hoisting the Big Blue Trophy.
That's right.
As the huddle breaks up, of course, we're preparing for our Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation. Of course, thanks to Coach Bailey, always willing to talk to us. So, Dawn Morgan, take it away.
Yeah, he's going to stop. He's talking with Matt.
I thought you had him. Sorry.
Well, he's making his way here. He's talking with Matt Prudencio for just a minute, and so certainly we respect that. We respect their huddle and their time. A lot of times I drift over and I hear and I listen, and that's fine. And sometimes, depending on how the game went and what it is, it feels like it's a private, personal thing. And I'll ask the coach afterward when we're talking, what did you tell the team? You know, and and he's going to talk a little bit with Cam Ochoa. And I think that's, you know, he's talking to his player, and we're just happy that, you know, when he's done doing that he gives us the time. He's gracious. Congratulations, Coach! A big win at the end of this season, 6-4, and this felt good. How did it feel to you?
Well, it felt great. That's what I told the guys. Hold on to this feeling. Hold on to it, and the rest of the year, don't let anybody take it away from you. Brand new season. We get to start brand new now. We'll get up Sunday morning and watch the selection show, and you know, no matter how that falls, we're gonna be ready to begin this new season, and hopefully we come out on top. That's the goal.
Everybody's got the same chance, as you said. Everybody's 0-0, and everybody's got the same chance, and everybody is going to work as hard as they can to take anything that Lovington gets away. So you told these guys what?
I told him exactly what you just said. I said, you know, you deserve to be great. They do. They work so hard, but at the end of the day, everybody's going to work hard, and everybody's going to try their hardest. And they're going to try to take away what you deserve. You know, what are you willing to do at the end of the day for your family and for each other to get us a blue trophy? I think that they're willing to do whatever it takes.
And we certainly do too. And it's nice to put all the rest of the season to bed. All of that. October was a brutal month, and now we're into November, and it's a 6-4 season. Congratulations, winning season, and your first year as a head coach, and moving on to the playoffs. And like you say, just everything's possible with his team. Everything's possible.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I think we've shown that we can play with anybody. I mean. I believe in us. I believe in the work ethic that these guys have, and when we're playing complementary football, I really like our chances. We gotta keep hitting this on stride. I think this game was great for us, phenomenal for us to kind of get some momentum going, and hopefully next week we can continue that as we move forward, 1 week at a time.
Do you want to make any predictions or talk about who you think that you're going to face and how that's going to go? What do you think?
The seating criteria is pretty strict. It really is, and so you have a decent idea. It's going to come down to the coach's input form on whether or not we get 6, 7, depending on Los Alamos. I think is really what it's going to come down to, and that'll make a difference on where we end up going. I mean, we'll have a home game, I believe. Next Saturday is when I think we'll play that game too, and then we'll be on the road for the second round no matter what. And so, but we'll see. I mean, no matter what, we're going to be ready to go.
Best play of the season so far, and you guys have had a lot of great plays in this season, a lot of memorable plays, really great things that have happened. Come on, an all-state lineman, Valente Herrera, runs 15 yards for a touchdown. Come on.
So Pat got the ball caught right here on the 1 or 2 yard line, and we called, our Hulk is what we called it, Hulk set. Okay. And then we got a penalty, and so we backed up 5, and I really didn't think, man, first and goal from the 5, he's not going to have a great chance to get in. Let's just throw it up to Pat, and he made his touchdown, which was great. And then right there, get a chance, 4th and 1. I really wanted to give him a touchdown, but I was like, you know what, a carry to get a first down would be great. So, he's a senior, and he's done everything for us for a long time. And when he broke through that hole, and, we put certain guys there that, would block for him that, is some of his best friends, and they made a huge hole. And I think he was probably even a little surprised, but I was so excited to see him get in the end zone, right? That was cool.
It was sick.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys all appreciated that, and so did we. I laughed. I just thought that's just out of season.
First down.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, 4th and 1, let's pick up a first down, and then he kept going. I was like, yes.
Exceeding expectations.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. He always has.
And the team exceeding expectations, even their own expectations for themselves and each other, and that's what you want for them in this playoff season. So, we'll await the seeding with you, and then we'll be wherever it's hopefully home next weekend.
Yes,
and as you said, you think it'll be on a Saturday probably.
Yes, ma'am. I think so.
Okay.
We'll kind of judge based off of how far the other team is and those kind of things, and what's best for our guys weather-wise and all those things. We'll consider everything we need to consider, but look, probably Saturday. We'll see.
Congratulations. Good luck. We'll be there.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Thank you, Coach Joshua Bailey, our Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Of course, Bob's Thriftway bringing you the Coaches Conversation, and a big thanks to Coach Bailey for continuing the tradition of the conversation here after the game. And with senior night going on here at Santa Teresa, a lot of stuff still going on the field, but we will go ahead and wrap this one up. Congratulations again to the Lovington Wildcats on the 44-9 victory tonight against the Desert Warriors of Santa Teresa, improving to 6-4 on the year, 3-4 in district, and we'll see what the NMAA has in store for us coming up on Sunday. A huge tip of the hat and a big thanks to Tiff and Evie Stuber back in studio, not only engineering and producing, but juggling cats and chainsaws. Our engineer and producer tonight, Manny V. Great job tonight, Manuel. And for Dawn Morgan Fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Dreamcatcher Stadium in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. Lovington 44, Santa Teresa 9. This has been an exclusive presentation of No Walmart Digital and Z94 KZOR Sports. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Don't forget time change.